Media. Again, your life vision, your big vision, is what you want your life experience to be. And there are many ways to achieve that. Hi, my name is Ronnie Cruz. After almost 2 decades as a career network marketer, I realized that despite continual work on my personal and professional development, that I had hit a massive brick wall. So I took a deep and honest look at myself, top to bottom, hoping to find answers. And my search led me to one conclusion. The definitions I held of my business, of my world, of my life were the very things holding me back. If I wanted to change, if I wanted to grow beyond my current circumstances, I had to wipe the slate clean and redefine. This show is dedicated to helping you identify the belief systems, the mindsets, the very definitions that have held you back, and then help you break through those limitations to finally create the life you've been working so hard to achieve. Welcome to the Redefine Podcast. All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to talk about vision. And actually, let me backtrack. Happy podcast day. Happy Thursday. I know I missed a day this week. Our regular schedule here on the show is every Tuesday and Thursdays. With the Easter holiday weekend that just happened, and I had family over. We were just hanging out, and it slipped my mind that I had to record an episode. So I intentionally decided to skip it so I wouldn't stress myself out about getting a recording in the bag. I should have pre-recorded it before the Easter weekend, but I actually had no idea Easter weekend was actually coming up. So that's why I forgot. We're back now with a regularly scheduled program every Tuesday and Thursdays. Now, I did mention that we are going to talk about vision today. I know in the last episode, I mentioned that I was going to talk about the blueprint, right? Like I was going to give you guys the actual blueprint that I created to help you build a business and generate income online through social media as part of my gift to you for celebrating our 300th episode a few episodes back. We're still going to do that. Don't worry. We're still going to do that. But I'm going to save it for the next episode because I wanted to talk about vision. I think, as I finish the last 2 or 3 episodes, vision is going to round out that conversation. We talked about goals, short-term, long-term, short-term, midterm, long-term. We talked about commitment to the short-term, midterm, and long-term. And really what it all points to is vision. And so I really want to get down to it to bring, I think, some clarity. Not that I need to define what vision is for you, or not that you don't know what vision is or having a vision. But I wanted to bring some clarity to the conversation because I think there are some things that kind of get muddled because there's so many things out there, so many conversations out there about vision and how to manifest it, how to create it. Now, as I mentioned, I think towards the end of the last episode, your big vision, right, isn't the goals. Right, we have our big goals. Don't get me wrong, like our career goals, our long-term relationship goals, our long-term health goals, things like that. Things like that. Yes, we have those things, but understand that those aren't in and of themselves the big vision, right? They're compartmentalized. They're the compartments of the different aspects of life that you want to manifest in order to create then that big vision. And the big vision is what you want your life experience to be, right? What you want it to feel like, what you want it to be, what you want it to look like, all the different aspects that make up a life experience. That is the big vision, right? That is the big vision. And that's when I say vision, that's what I want you to think about. Now, I want to draw upon the example of a vision board, right? A vision board is super cool. I love this practice, and I think it's incredibly helpful if done correctly. If you have the right principles and mindset and definitions around what a vision board is. Again, the little pictures that you put on there for, the house that you want, the car you want to drive, the career that you want, the places you want to travel, the family and the relationships that you want, the health that you want, right? Those are all the compartments of life that you have these goals around, right? Like you have those visions in those specific compartments. the vision board itself, the entire vision board then is that life vision. Again, it is the picture of what you want your life experience to be. And again, that's why I really love the vision boards. But I want you to make sure though that you do think about it in those terms, right? The vision board, the visions for your life isn't just the career, right? It's not just becoming a doctor or a lawyer or whatever the career is, right? It's not just a specific house in Malibu. You know what I mean? Like it's not, that's not the vision for life. That's specific goals. And I point this out because I think people can get trapped into putting so much of their effort and identity and meaning into achieving a specific goal, and then thinking that when they don't hit it, that they're not achieving their life vision, or the other way around, that they keep trying something that isn't working, or that really inherently isn't for them, thinking that I have to make this happen one way or another because it's my life vision. No, it's just a goal, right? Again, your life vision, your big vision, is what you want your life experience to be. And there are many ways to achieve that. If a certain career doesn't go the right way, maybe there's another career path for you that will get you to that same life vision. Or relationships. Obviously, relationships can change. Houses, where you live, locales change. All those things can change. Those are all paths in those different compartments. Those are all paths to the bigger life vision that can be interchangeable, and that can adapt and change. And I say this, I bring this particular point up because again, people can get really stuck on one track. Number one, thinking that that's my life vision. I've invested my entire being into this because it's who I am. It's who I want to be. It's my life vision. No, it's just a path. It's just a career. So that's number one. Number two then is the actual manifestation and attraction or co-creation, whatever words you want to use, of this vision, right? Of the specific goals. I think we get really, really caught up in the specificness, if that's a word, the specificness of each, goal or picture that we put on our vision board. And we have to really be careful and detach it from, specific things, even though you can very, very much attract a specific thing. If you put it on your vision board, you very much can manifest it, to a T. However, that's something that I really have to urge caution in terms of attaching so much meaning and personal attachment to that very specific level of attainment of the goals, because here's what happens then. I think because especially because, if people are, come from a very kind of lack perspective, being attached being too attached to a very specific outcome or goal, it creates a sense of lack, right? It creates a sense of I don't have it yet. On the onset, when people first do their vision boards, it can be immediately demoralizing because, oh my God, you're coming from this this place of your dreams, and this is what you hope and what you want and what you want to achieve, but you're also well aware of your present moment and the fact that you don't have any of that stuff yet. Again, very, very potentially, if you don't have the right mind frame around it, it can potentially be demoralizing. The other example of that is when you do achieve a certain goal, but it falls short of the specific goal that you have in your vision board, on your vision board, right? I was listening to a podcast recently, and I can't remember for the life of me which one it was. I didn't take the time to write it down. But the guest on that, there was somebody that was asking a question. It was a Q&A. And one of the individuals that asked, that had a question, asked that, well, what do I do when I feel like I'm falling short? Right. This individual had set a business goal, I believe, I think it was a business goal of X amount of sales or dollars or revenue. And they fell short. Yes, they still hit a great mark, let's say 2 million, but the goal was 4 million. And so this individual was feeling really, really, I think a little disheartened because they were falling short and not being able to manifest the exact goal, the exact vision, or that compartment vision for themselves, right? And again, it really all it is the lack. Right, it's that lack mentality, that comparative of where I am right now to what I actually want. It can be tricky. It can be very, very tricky. And so I really want to raise your awareness around that, because you've got to be careful of your own mindset. And this is when creating vision boards and setting goals for yourself can actually backfire if you don't have a level of self-awareness of how you're unconsciously feeling about these things that you want in your life. Then it could end up being feeding more of the lack mentality, right? So really be careful about that. Really be careful of that. You can very much still create and manifest and attract everything that you've put on your vision board, but make sure you're celebrating every step of the way. Make sure you have gratitude every step of the way. And sure, it may not be exactly what you wanted when you get there, but as long as you have your sights set on the vision, you will have made progress, right? There will have been some changes and some improvements, even if it's just 1 or 2 steps closer towards your vision, right? That was the whole point for the last 2 episodes of setting your long-term, midterm, and short-term goals, right? Reverse engineering it. You're going to be making progress along the way. Yeah, it might not be where you are or where you want to be in the long term, but you're getting closer. You're getting closer. And so you have to commit to that whole process and be grateful, have gratitude for where you are now and the things that you've already achieved, the things that you already have in your life. Because I guarantee you, no matter how unsatisfied you are, I mean, there's plenty of things I'm unsatisfied with in my life. There are still plenty of things that I can be grateful for. And that pulls you out of that lack mentality. That pulls you out of, man, I'm not making it. Man, I missed the mark. Man, I don't have enough. I don't have the things that I want to achieve. I don't have my life vision. I don't even know if I can get there now. You know what I mean? Like it's this downward spiral of negativity and negative talk that really sabotages the whole dream board process and the whole visualization and manifestation process. So really be careful of that. Just understand that yes, it does take time. If you apply the things that we talked about in the goals episode and the commitment episode to your big vision, you're going to make progress, and it's going to be I'm not going to say it's going to be a completely joyous process, because you will have to go through struggle and there will be adversity. But as long as you center yourself and you remember that A, you're making progress, and B, there are so many things that you can already be grateful for. That's just going to bring your energy and your vibration to a level where you're going to attract more of that, right? You're going to attract more of that. So that's the talk on vision. Really simple, right? But I wanted to make sure I distinguish between, the long-term goals and the bigger picture of the life vision, because I think people get kind of pigeonholed. They pigeonhole themselves into thinking that a very specific goal or for career, for finances, for relationships is the life vision. No, it's all those things, and understand that all of those things are malleable and adaptable, and there are many ways to get to that big life vision if a certain goal on the vision board doesn't work out, right? Doesn't work out. So that's it. I could talk more actually about this. There was a recent episode on I'm gonna kick myself for forgetting this. Mind Valley podcast with Vishen Lakiani. He was talking about vision and purpose in that episode, and I was going to get into that because I really loved his thing. But we were already running long for this episode, so we'll go there. I'll save that for another episode. Tune in, of course, next time. I will actually give you the blueprint, the big blueprint that I've been talking about for so long, and that I have been helping people start making money online on social media. I'm going to give that to you in the next episode on Tuesday. So make sure you tune in. If you haven't followed this podcast yet, make sure you hit the plus sign on whatever podcast app you happen to be listening on. If you're watching this on the YouTube, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, like this video, comment, and let me know what you think. And beyond that, we'll see you next week. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.